$6,250, zoning fees $375, total planning fees $332, park and recreation charges $695, and the cable vision franchise fees received $35,581.26. Other unclassified revenues $10 for a total of $49,516.91, and clerk revenues plus the $147,000 in taxes which went to the county. And that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Bert, I got one more thing to ask. Just if anybody's interested in volunteering for either the fire department or the Olive Ambulance is in need of EMTs and drivers. So if you're interested in that, you can contact Mike O'Connell with the first aid squad, because we need volunteers. I just wanted to get that in.
Anything else? I'd just like to read a little thing here and then we'll call it quits for tonight.
Oh, I forgot something, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of concern about the scenic byway. I contacted the state of New York on they have a special department on byways, and we had a nice long talk. They said they needed the invitation to anyone to come from me and from the Catskill Collaborative. So we got this from Peter Manning. I called him and he contacted up there, and it's addressed to myself from Peter. Thanks for speaking with me today and informing me that the town board will not consider the nomination vote at next Tuesday's, that's tonight, as discussed. I reached out to Nancy Alexander. Nancy Alexander is the director of the New York State Scenic Byway Program. She is supportive of providing assistance in person at a meeting of the collaborative, if the collaborative would organize one. But first needs to get approval to travel. Assuming she does, she will then extend some potential dates. I'll of course keep you posted, and maybe Olive can host this event. She also is in favor of having a DEC rep there too. I'll work on that as well. So, talking to the rest of the town board until we see the final draft and have some more information. This thing is going to sit right where it is in the town hall.
Could I interject very quickly? I did want to enter these into the record. These were letters and emails received today. I won't read each one of them, but they were thanking the town board, showing amazing leadership and acted very decisively to date on banning fracking, shale gas related activities in Olive. There's one received, a lovely one from Christina Himberger. Since it feels like we live in such a society of complainers, it is nice to commend people for positive things they do, especially something this important that means so much to our health, our families, and way of life here in Olive. There's also a nice one from Linda Armstrong from, I believe Linda lives on Grassy Ridge. Yes, she does. Expressing her thanks to the boards and the citizens of Olive for being so proactive on the anti-fracking issue. Gert Kaiser over in Sampsonville, again thanking them, and she couldn't make the meeting last night or tonight, but did want to thank the town board. Another one from George Corey, just saying a big thank you to each of the town board members for truly great leadership and doing that. Amy Friedman from over on Haver Road, thank you for standing up to the pressure to allow fracking in your state and for your support of the moratorium. And then another one from Charlene and Robbie Roberts of Sheldon Hill Road, a very lengthy one, but very nice. She says, I'm proud to say I live in Olive. Anyway, I just kind of took the highlights, but.
Hey, Bert, excuse me. Now, this paper, I'm sure you've seen is running around town here. Are you going to be able to answer some of these questions it has here, or no?
I didn't want to, but if you wanna ask questions that refer to me in there, I'd be glad to answer. Other
Okay.
than that, it's just some private opinion of a person who has a right to their opinion. Has nothing to do, I've got calls today that said it came out of my office. None of that stuff came out of my office. So if you wanna ask me where my name is in there, I'll be glad to answer.
Okay, well, one of the points here about this regional management of the byway here by this agent for numerous different towns. Who is this person? And like it says, he's unelected? Don't we
That's
send
not
somebody
true
from
either.
our own town to this thing?
We had a meeting in Shandaken last week, I believe it was, and one of the points that I brought up, but I think they're going to take, was that that board that the Catskill Collaborative puts together will be members of, elected members of the 7 towns. So in other words, nobody gets cemented in, it's done through, if you're not an elected official, you're not on it. It's the same setup as CWC. If you're not an elected official, except for state and county representatives, the Board of Health,
Yeah, but that's
they're
part
all
of it.
elected
That's what
supervisors.
they're saying is part of the issue here.
Pardon me?
That's what they're saying is part of the issue here. Not only is the guy unelected, it's that these organizations here, the CWC and the CCCD, what are we to those folks? What
Well, you-
control of it do we have over those folks?
The control is never taken away from each town, they still have home rule, that's another fallacy that's in there. The control and home rule of the section of road that's within each town stays with the town board of that town. They can quit anytime they want. You can sign on to it, you can sign off to it.
And is that's in writing? That's in writing?
It will be before we sign anything.
The
And
C-
how about?
The
I'm sorry,
CWC is a coalition of watershed towns,
Right.
and that is made up of all elected officials. From all the different towns in both Ulster, Delaware, Sullivan.
Yeah, I understand that, but,
14
you know, to say, you know, this is a double-edged sword here, I understand that. You know, they're saying they want somebody from their side on this board making the decision for us.
Could I ask you a question?
Sir,
Who's their side? And
who's their side would be
I don't get the their side, what's the side's business? I don't get it.
What you're reading there is not an official paper, it's written by a group of people
I
within the town
understand
that
that have
that
their
have a
own
right to their
agenda. I
opinion. It's
understand
not
all that.
gospel, it's not in stone, it's